Newscast News has Election Day covered. On air, online, on Twitter, and on Facebook. Vote 2010 from ABC 7.
Tonight on World News, Americans across the nation go to the polls. Your vote setting the political course for the next 2 years, sending messages about jobs and economic revival. And with disapproval of Congress, the highest in 16 years, tonight the showdowns, the incumbents, the newcomers, the write-ins, the coast-to-coast cliffhangers, and the stakes, control of Congress, and a new light on the path ahead. And our political team covering it all coast to coast for tonight. World News, Election Night 2010.
From ABC News Election Headquarters, this is a special edition of ABC World News with Diane Sawyer.
And here with George Stephanopoulos as we continue our election coverage. Busy election night, 8:30 in the East. The results are rolling in. Trends are starting to take shape, George. And once again, let's talk about those two numbers we're going to be watching all night.
That's right. Republicans need to pick up 10 seats in the Senate in order to take control of the Senate, 39 seats in the House to take control of the House. And we do have some results out of the state of Arkansas. Right now, a Republican pickup. Congressman John Bozeman has defeated incumbent Senator Blanche Lincoln of Arkansas. She was seeking a third term. Bozeman has won. Going away now, we're projecting him as the winner. Also, another pickup for the Republicans in the state of Indiana. Former Senator Dan Coates will be returning to the Senate. He has defeated Congressman Brad Ellsworth. So Republicans have picked up 2 of the 10 seats they need.
In Connecticut, however, they got a break. And Richard Blumenthal has won there. For a while, it looked fairly close with Linda McMahon, she a former CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment. But she has been defeated, and Richard Blumenthal has won, holding on to that seat for the Democrats. In North Carolina, not a surprise here, but Senator Richard Burr has won re-election. Oh, we have Kentucky up right now. That is Rand Paul. Rand Paul, who won in Kentucky tonight, a Tea Party candidate, won the race there. And in Florida tonight, Marco Rubio, big win for him. He is a Tea Party candidate as well. The Republican defeating Charlie Crist was his closest contender. And in North Carolina tonight, we have word in, as I said, that Senator Richard Burr has won re-election.
Not a surprise here, but Democratic Senator Pat Leahy has held his seat, seeking a 7th term in Vermont. Republicans have picked up 2 seats so far. Again, they need 10 to control the Senate.
That's right. They are hoping that red gauge climbs and climbs and climbs. But we also have exit polling, George, that is telling us a lot about who is turning out and what they're saying when they do.
Absolutely. We're learning there's a conservative surge. So far this year, we're learning that voters are as concerned about the economy as they were in 2008, but no happier with who's in power right now. 40% of voters have come out now and said that they are coming out to oppose President Obama.
All right, let's go to Ron Claiborne. He has been at the polls with all of you who were voting today, and we wanted to know what you had to say in that bellwether state of Pennsylvania about what you're feeling and thinking as you vote.
Happy Election Day!
Good morning. Thank you. Good morning. Election Day 2010. The candidates, of course, pronounced their optimism.
We're looking forward to victory tonight.
The larger the turnout, the bigger the victory.
There were final rallies. Senator Patty Murray campaigning before dawn in Seattle.
I'm focused on getting through the next 12 hours here, talking to as many voters as possible.
And while Bill Clinton was calling Cleveland radio shows targeting stations with young listeners, a key part of the Democratic base.
I hope the young people listening to me, even if you don't agree with me, will get out there and vote today.
Hello, how are you?
Sarah Palin was also on the radio today, targeting conservative voters.
The GOP has to understand, that machine has to understand that we're not sending Republicans, common sense conservatives, to D.C. to sing Kumbaya with Obama. We're sending them to stop Obama.
The more than 500 Senate, House, and governor races today now in the hands of the voters.
Big decisions to be made.
The mood, very different today than 2 years ago. From Pennsylvania to Kentucky, all over the country, more blame than hope. The crushing economy, partisan fissures, dysfunctional government.
What's your mood on this election day?
Scared.
I'm a little apprehensive about what's going on. You know, with
about what?
All the fighting between parties.
There's just too much theater.
I'm voting against a lot of things this year.
We asked voters around the country to sum up in one word what they want most from Washington beginning tomorrow.
Cooperation.
Unity.
Change.
Healthcare.
Peace.
Stability. Statesmanship.
Equity.
Harmony.
Open-minded.
Employment.
Term limits.
In talking to voters, you get a sense of people weary of partisan discord, weary of economic hard times, but Diane, not so weary that they didn't go out to vote today.
All right, Ron Claiborne, thank you. And as you said, very different from election night 2 years ago when Barack Obama was celebrating in Chicago. This year, the president watching the evening unfold from the White House. Jake Tapper is there. Jake, what's going on inside the White House tonight?
Well, Diane, White House officials say President Obama does not spend nights like tonight watching election returns. Rather, he spends them with his family, and they email him news when they get it. But regardless, everyone in the White House seems braced for a major change in the political terrain.
President Obama spent the day in meetings focused on the economy and national security, while his staffers were anxious for election news.
Days like today, is it nerve-wracking? What's it like?
You have the role of watching and waiting, and that's what we're doing, watching and waiting.
White House officials paint a picture of a serene president, but in Malaysia, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton candidly may have revealed his state of mind when she said she'd spoken to the president and, quote, "I think that he was a little envious that I'm here." Safely ensconced in the Oval Office today, the president tried to contain any potential damage with last-minute interviews in friendly forums. To young people listening to Ryan Seacrest.
I am optimistic about this country because of young people.
To voters in Nevada.
When you look at some of the stuff that's been going on during this election campaign that has, tried to fan anti-immigrant sentiment, I know that a lot of Latinos, feel under assault.
And Diane, just this evening, just a few minutes ago, President Obama added 2 more radio interviews to his schedule to radio stations with predominantly African-American audiences trying to get out the vote until the very last moment. Diane?
And when will we hear from him, Jake?
We'll hear from him when there are returns that he needs to respond to, probably not until actually tomorrow at 1 o'clock when he is holding a press conference.
All right, Jake Tapper at the White House tonight, and as everyone knows, tonight's vote will decide control of Congress. And there are a lot of big personalities with big names awaiting these results. Speaker Nancy Pelosi, will she still be in charge? Republican John Boehner waiting in the wings, and the Senate Majority Leader fighting for political survival at his home in Nevada tonight. Our John Carl is there in Las Vegas. John.
Diane, I caught up with Majority Leader Reid today as he was out working every last voter he could get his hands on to try to win this. The Reid campaign and Reid himself are cautiously optimistic that they can eke out a narrow win, even a win where he only gets 46 or 47% of the vote. He may or may not be correct, but a much tougher job is for Speaker Nancy Pelosi to try to keep Democratic control of the House of Representatives. The Speaker is in Washington. She is surrounded by her friends, her grandkids, her family. They are going to be watching returns tonight there quietly. The Speaker, though, came out briefly today to talk to reporters and is saying that she's upbeat. She thinks that Democrats can actually hang on.
With the early returns and the overwhelming number of Democrats who are coming out, we're on pace to maintain the majority in the House of Representatives. But the people have to speak.
Now, the Speaker's top advisors and top Democrats throughout Washington and throughout the country know that this could well be a very big night for Republicans, a very bad night for Democrats. But I can tell you, Diane, that even with the Speaker's closest friends, she is not talking about the possibility of losing the House.
And a word now about John Boehner from Ohio. As we said, most people think he would be Speaker if Republicans take control.
Republicans sure see him as the Speaker in waiting. He'll be watching also in Washington tonight. And he is saying, as people are saying, that he is going to be taking a very low-key approach to these returns. As one top aide to Boehner told me, there is no time for balloon drops or party hats when 1 out of every 10 Americans are unemployed. So no big celebrations from Boehner, but they're quite confident he's going to win.
Yes, they want to send the message, time to get to work. Thank you, John. And as we said, our team is out in full force to bring us the news from this election night. We asked them to weigh in with some of the big stories they heard and saw today, and we start in Florida. John Quinones in Miami.
Diane, the race that's getting the most attention throughout the state is for the U.S. Senate, and it's a heated contest between Marco Rubio, the rising star in the Republican Party, the independent Florida Governor Charlie Crist, and the Democrat Kendrick Meek. Now, the 39-year-old Rubio is being called the poster child of the mainstream component of the Tea Party movement. But he's hardly the only candidate that's counting on Tea Party support. That party is supporting and backing a total of 9 candidates for the U.S. Senate, and 8 of them have a pretty good chance of winning tonight. And then there's the House. 129 candidates there also have the backing of the Tea Party movement. Now, this group has been around less than 2 years, and this election is being called the coming out party for it. We should know by later this evening what influence this Tea Party has had on the elections.
I'm Cynthia McFadden here in Chicago, where all eyes are on the Senate seat once belonging to President Barack Obama. Democrat Alexi Giannoulias is running neck and neck with Republican Mark Kirk in what many believe will be a barometer of just how much political sway the president still has in mobilizing young voters. If you remember, Obama carried his home state by more than 1.3 million votes back in 2008, riding that vast energy and support among independents and first-time voters. But only 39% of those under 30 say they're certain to vote in this election, which has the Democrats worried. Don't forget, Republicans have made it clear from the start they consider winning the seat once held by the president a stunning rebuke to him and a particularly tasty and symbolic prize.
I'm Bill Weir in Los Angeles, where tonight lady millionaires are trying to burn through California's traditional Democratic firewall. The big question is, will Carly Fiorina, using some of her Hewlett-Packard fortune, be able to unseat 3-term Senator Barbara Boxer? And in the race to replace the Governator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, will Meg Whitman's $160 million be enough to stop a gubernatorial sequel from Democrat Jerry Brown? Whitman, along with Rick Scott in Florida and Linda McMahon in Connecticut, are 3 conservatives who spent a combined $250 billion of their own dollars on their campaigns, despite the fact that in the last 10 years, 9 out of every 10 self-funded candidates has lost.
I'm Sharon Alfonsi in Washington State, where incumbent Patty Murray is in a tight race with her Republican challenger, Dino Rossi. Now, Murray started her career in politics here locally. She worked with education, trying to save a local preschool. She was dismissed by her critics as just a mom in tennis shoes, but she used that and won a place in the Senate in 1992. But now, after 3 terms and more than 18 years in D.C., Rossi says she's part of the problem. Incumbents, even junior members of Congress, are having real problems this year. 55 freshmen and sophomore Democrats are in tough races. They were elected to shake things up in Washington. Now they may be shaken out.
Well, Sharon, we're going to be staying up late for those results, and it is an exciting night. We are just getting started. We'll be streaming a broadcast on Facebook at 8 o'clock Eastern. Our full network coverage begins at 9:30 Eastern, and you can follow minute by minute at Facebook and abcnews.com. But we do want to bring you some of the other news today. Tonight, that terror plot involving cargo planes is raising troubling new questions about a fiery UPS plane crash 2 months ago. Our Martha Raddatz has learned more about what was on that plane when it went down.
It has always been a mystery, but now even more so. The 747 UPS plane took off from Dubai on September 3rd. Just 25 minutes into the flight, pilots noticed smoke and a fire indicator in the cargo area. The plane turned back but crashed before reaching the airport. The initial investigation indicated lithium batteries on board may have ignited, although no one could determine how.
ABC News has learned there were packages from Yemen on board the flight, although they were not thought to be in the same area where the fire began. But many questions remain, and one official told me we may never know what happened.
In Yemen today, thousands of Yemeni forces were looking for bomb maker Ibrahim Asiri, seen here hugging his younger brother before sending him on a suicide mission, and later listening to the explosion from a cell phone. The Yemenis insist they will find Asiri. U.S. officials are skeptical. Martha Raddatz, ABC News, Washington.
And coming up after a break here on World News, can an expectant mother's diet bring on peanut allergies in a child? And if you think this campaign got personal, wait until you hear what Thomas Jefferson did.
This is ABC World News with Diane Sawyer. Brought to you by T. Rowe Price.
How can rice production in India affect wheat output in the U.S., the shipping industry in Norway, and the rubber industry in South America? At T. Rowe Price, we understand the connections of a complex global economy. It's just one reason over 75% of our mutual funds beat their 10-year Lipper average. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a prospectus or summary prospectus with investment objectives, risks, fees, expenses, and other information to read and consider carefully before investing.
Is your current denture cleanser missing something? Now you get a cleanser with Scope Freshness. New Fixodent plus Scope ingredients. Cleans and kills germs that cause odors to your dentures. New Fixodent cleanser plus Scope ingredients.
We're cracking down on Medicare fraud.
The new health care law gives us powerful new tools to fight it.
To investigate it,
prosecute it,
and stop criminals.
Our senior Medicare Patrol volunteers
are teaching seniors across the country
to stop, spot, and report fraud.
You can help.
Guard your Medicare card.
Don't give out your card number over the phone.
Call to report any suspected fraud.
We're cracking down on Medicare fraud.
Let's make Medicare stronger for all of us.
Oh, my sinuses, the congestion. It's your fault.
Naturally. Blame the mucus. What you need is new Advil congestion relief. It reduces swelling due to nasal inflammation.
So I can breathe.
New Advil congestion relief.
To my grandkids, I'm Nana. I'm friend, secret keeper, and playmate. Do you think I'd let osteoporosis slow me down? So I asked my doctor about Reclast because I heard it's the only once-a-year IV osteoporosis treatment. He told me all about it, and I said, that's the one for Nana. He said Reclast can help re-strengthen my bones to help make them resistant to fracture for 12 months. And Reclast is approved to help protect from fracture in many places, hip, spine, even other bones.
You should not take Reclast if you're on Zometa, have low blood calcium, kidney problems, or you're pregnant, plan to become pregnant, or nursing. Take calcium and vitamin D daily. Tell your doctor if you develop severe muscle, bone, or joint pain, or if you have dental problems, as rarely jaw problems have been reported. The most common side effects include flu-like symptoms, fever, muscle or joint pain, and headache.
Share the world with the ones you love, and ask your doctor about Reclast. Once-a-year Reclast, year-long protection for on-the-go women.
As any parent knows, peanut allergies can be deadly. More than 1 million children in the U.S. suffer from them, and that number is on the rise. But what if a mother, simply by changing what she eats during pregnancy, could prevent her child from having a peanut allergy in the first place? A new study suggests that could be in the future. Andrea Canning reports.
It's the nut that makes parents crazy. Even a trace amount of peanuts can be life-threatening for some children who are allergic.
Children and food allergies can be very scary.
But now a new study shows that protecting children from peanuts may need to begin as early as pregnancy.
Women who had ingested peanut more frequently during pregnancy had children who had stronger positive tests for peanut allergy.
The more than 500 children observed in the study were found 3 times more likely to test positive on an allergy sensitivity test if the mother ate peanuts, though the test is no guarantee they will develop the allergy. Overall, peanut allergies have tripled over the past decade, and doctors are still searching for the reason why.
In 2000, the American Academy of Pediatrics told mothers to avoid peanuts during pregnancy, but in 2008 changed their minds. So clearly more studies need to be done before public policy changes again.
But for now, the news has some mothers taking the food for thought to heart.
Absolutely. I would avoid it next time a little bit while I was pregnant.
It's like not drinking when you're pregnant or something. Just gotta make sacrifices, I guess.
Andrea Canning, ABC News, New York.
And coming up, a surprising lesson the Founding Fathers give us on this election night.
Nighttime nasal congestion meant I couldn't breathe right. I couldn't sleep right. Next day took forever to get going. Night after night, I sat up, sprayed up, took a shower, or took a pill. Then I tried Drug-Free Breathe Right Advanced, and instantly I breathed better. I slept better. It felt better. Thank you, Breathe Right.
Breathe better, sleep better, feel better. Now try new Breathe Right Advanced for free at breatheright.com.
It's my right to breathe right. Isn't it your right too?
He's single, and I'm going to introduce you in 2 weeks, so whiten your teeth. No coffee.
Crest 3D White Toothpaste removes up to 80% of surface stains in just 2 weeks. For a noticeably whiter smile, Crest 3D White Toothpaste.
It doesn't take much. An everyday moment can turn romantic at a moment's notice. And when it does, men with erectile dysfunction can be more confident in their ability to be ready with Cialis. With 2 clinically proven dosing options, you can choose the moment that's right for you and your partner. 36-hour Cialis and Cialis for daily use. Cialis for daily use is a low-dose tablet you take every day, so you can be ready anytime the moment's right, day or night.
Tell your doctor about your medical condition and all medications, and ask if you're healthy enough for sexual activity.
Don't take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure.
Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, stop taking Cialis and call your doctor right away.
36-hour Cialis or Cialis for daily use. Ask your doctor if Cialis is right for you. For a 30-tablet free trial offer, go to Cialis.com.
Will women switch to new Caltrate soft chews because they have 20% more calcium per chew than Viactive? Or for the delicious flavors like chocolate truffle and vanilla cream? Hard to say, really. New Caltrate soft chews. We put the yum in calcium.
What's in a brushstroke? Look closely, and you will see the dynamic power and craftsmanship present in every vehicle we build. What's in a brushstroke? Everything you'll feel when you drive the new Infiniti G25, the latest in the legendary G-Line. This is inspired performance. This is the way of Infiniti. Now lease an Infiniti G25 for $319 a month.
All of us who've been watching television this long election season don't need a study to tell us, but one does, that there were more negative campaign ads this year than any year on record. But the noble founding fathers remind us tonight that we can pull out the attacks and then pull together. Here's John Berman.
The demon sheep, the devilish drinks,
Crazy juice.
the downright emasculation.
Man up.
It's been bad, right?
It's getting nasty out there.
Candidates have taken dirty to a whole new level.
New level? Like this one?
Campaign of almost unequaled rancor.
This one?
This is the dirtiest campaign in history.
Or this one?
This year's campaign is shaping up as the dirtiest since
it turns out we've been doing dirty for hundreds of years. Vote 84, 1884. One of the favorite slogans? Ma, ma, where's my pa? That was hurled at Grover Cleveland, who had a child out of wedlock. 1828, supporters of John Quincy Adams put out pamphlets saying Andrew Jackson's mother was a prostitute, his wife a bigamist, and that Jackson himself a murderer. 1800, John Adams versus Thomas Jefferson. Reason TV produced ads based on actual rhetoric from the day.
John Adams is a blind, bald, crippled, toothless man. If Thomas Jefferson wins, murder, robbery, rape, adultery, and incest will be openly taught and practiced.
The fact of the matter is, if you think Campaign 2010 is epically, unprecedentedly uncivil, you might just have to
man up, Harry.
Yes, Vote 2010 might be unseemly, unoriginal,
I will not yield,
uninspiring.
Hell no, you can't!
But one thing it is not is un-American. John Berman, ABC News, New York.
Wouldn't it be great if it's a new day tomorrow? And coming up, our powerhouse political team get things started right here at ABC's election headquarters.
Being a leader means moving fast. Across the country, when the economy tumbled, J.P. Morgan Chase set up new offices to work one-on-one with homeowners. Since 2009, we've helped over 200,000 Americans keep their homes. And we're reaching out to small businesses, too, increasing our lending commitment this year to $10 billion and giving businesses the opportunity to ask for a second review if they feel their loan should have been approved. This is how recoveries happen. Everyone doing their part. This is the way forward.
Taste Pops with Pringles cracker sticks. so delicious, your mouth will be strangely attracted to them. Everything pops with Pringles cracker sticks.
It's simple physics. A body at rest tends to stay at rest, while a body in motion tends to stay in motion. Staying active can actually ease arthritis symptoms, but if you have arthritis, staying active can be difficult. Prescription Celebrex can help relieve arthritis pain so your body can stay in motion. Because just one 200 milligram Celebrex a day can provide 24-hour relief for many with arthritis pain and inflammation. Plus, in clinical studies, Celebrex is proven to improve daily physical function, so moving is easier. And Celebrex is not a narcotic. When it comes to relieving your arthritis pain, you and your doctor need to balance the benefits with the risks. All prescription NSAIDs, including Celebrex, may increase the chance of heart attack or stroke, which can lead to death. This chance increases if you have heart disease or risk factors such as high blood pressure, or when NSAIDs are taken for long periods. NSAIDs, including Celebrex, increase the chance of serious skin or allergic reactions or stomach and intestine problems such as bleeding and ulcers, which can occur without warning and may cause death. Patients also taking aspirin and the elderly are at increased risk for stomach bleeding and ulcers. Do not take Celebrex if you've had an asthma attack, hives, or other allergies to aspirin, NSAIDs, or sulfonamides. Get help right away if you have swelling of the face or throat or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor about your medical history and find an arthritis treatment that works for you. Ask your doctor about Celebrex and go to Celebrex.com to learn more about how you can move toward relief. Celebrex, for a body in motion.
Tomorrow, the winners, the losers, the morning after America votes. How will things be different now in Washington and where you live? GMA with nonstop coverage. George, Robin, joined by Diane Sawyer for a special Good Morning America on ABC.
And I'm here now with George Stephanopoulos. We're getting ready at ABC News election headquarters to cover the election throughout the night.
And one of the things we're going to have tonight is an unprecedented online town hall moderated by David Muir. He's doing that with Facebook. And David, you're unveiling some brand new technology tonight.
Absolutely right, George and Diane. And as you mentioned, it is unprecedented that ABC News is teaming up with Facebook for a town hall. You can see here behind me at Arizona State University, the Cronkite School. They are ready to take part in this American conversation tonight. Randy Zuckerberg from Facebook. And look what Facebook can do this year. The first time ever, they're able to track which candidates are being talked about the most. Harry Reid right now at this hour in the Senate column. At the top of the governor's column, Meg Whitman. And this changes minute to minute. Take a look at the next screen and you can see who's gone to their wall. Which Facebook members here in America have said, I voted. 104,320 Americans per hour. And you can see how it's gone up steadily throughout this election day. And one other thing we're doing here, and we want people to come to Facebook and leave a comment, is help to keep the campaigns honest. Bill Adair, right behind us from PolitiFact, is here 7 hours straight. So we hope you'll take part in the conversation. ABCnews.com, ABC News at Facebook. And Diane and George, I know you're going to be joining me very soon. Can't wait.
So, David, you're going to be able to fact check in real time?
We're going to be able to fact check in real time the sort of comments that come across on Facebook throughout the evening, what Americans are saying about particular candidates. And of course, Bill is here with the moments in the last week that he believes were pivotal in the way these campaigns have gone. And we'll see if Facebook can predict what happens at the end of the night.
Well, we've got our team of analysts streaming in all over election headquarters here, getting ready to analyze the results tonight, George.
We want to know what you think the country should be doing about jobs, the economy, health care, all of the big issues.
You have your caffeine?
And a little Red Bull, too.
Stoke up. We'll be with you throughout this big, exciting night.
Election night. Diane Sawyer, George Stephanopoulos. Extraordinary nonstop coverage with live breaking updates and Dancing with the Stars at 8. And streaming live all night and on your iPad. Then at 9:30, it's the ABC special event, Vote 2010.
Live from ABC7, David Ono, Ellen Leva, Dallas Rain's weather, and Rob Fukasaki sports. Now, Southern California's first high-definition news. Eyewitness News at 6.
Right now, voters casting their ballots on an historic election night. The polls will be open for just 2 more hours as California chooses its next governor and senator and whether marijuana should be legal. Good evening, I'm Ellen Leva.
Hi, David Donut. This is Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock. What an election season it has been, all culminating with your votes, deciding it all tonight. And we're live with the major candidates. Eyewitness News reporter Leslie Miller and Carlos Granda are with Carly Fiorina and Barbara Boxer. Our Nanette Miranda and John North are with Jerry Brown and Meg Whitman. We'll start with Nanette live at Brown headquarters in Oakland. Nanette.
Well, there's a lot of talk about a possible Republican wave sweeping across the country, but Democrats here hope it stops at the California border, first with voters electing Jerry Brown as